Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org. Facebook, you can check me out there, and we probably should have a show page. Maybe we will one of these times. But if you check me out as Avi Meyers on Facebook, you'll get all the show information. You'll get links to the show information. Everything's on YouTube. Community Policing, caps24.org. All meetings in West Rogers Park are on the second Thursday of the month. The 11 sector, 5 o'clock. The 12 sector, 6 o'clock. The 13 sector, 7 o'clock, caps24.org. It is a pleasure to check in with somebody who actually ran for Congress. He has the Small Business Advocacy Council, and we've kept in touch with him, and his name came up like crazy the last shoot. Elliot Richardson. Elliot, how you doing?
Great to be back, Avi. Thanks.
First of all, thank you. And when I first started talking to you about the Small Business Advocacy Council, it sounded like there were like 20 to 25 members who were meeting up in Highland Park.
Right.
And everybody was from around that area.
Yes.
Okay, and now all of a sudden you're downtown, you got tons of members. What's going on?
It's our message is resonating, and we formed the SBAC to give small and mid-market businesses a voice, to sort of empower them to understand they can take matters into their own hands and not to be too reliant on anybody to, get them good health care, build your business, save money, and it's really resonated. So we have about 260 businesses now that are members of the SBAC.
So this is like in 1 year you've gone from like around 20 or 25 to 260.
Yeah, I actually went from 0 to 260 in a year, and the momentum. We're getting about 40 or so new businesses that are joining every month. And
wow.
It's everything from partners at large law firms, the owners of businesses that are grossing, $20-30 million to, mom and pop businesses as well. So it's a really good cross section of folks.
Well, it's excellent. It sounds like a good place to meet people.
It's a great place to meet people, and we really facilitate that. So we do networking in a little bit different way. We invite every member of the SBAC is invited to one breakfast or cocktail hour a month, and that goes along with our large happy hours, and they're extremely successful. So we introduce everybody via email, and we try to match people up who can do business together. So there's 11 banks in the SBAC. We don't want 8 bankers sitting around the table at one time. And then we all sort of just talk about what we do and we eat breakfast. So it's not a speed networking sort of situation. It's really getting to know one another so you can develop relationships.
So you're still, are you switching off meetings now between downtown, Highland Park, various places?
Yeah, we have a breakfast or cocktail hour almost every day. And those
wow.
range from Deerfield to the city. Sometimes we're in the west suburbs. We have larger happy hours, and again, our last one was at Harris Bank in Northbrook last week. We had about 90 folks out there. Before
wow.
that, it was at the Whiskey downtown. We had about 150 folks down there. So yeah, we really try to mix it up and give people a forum to meet other folks that are in, that are doing business in their space.
I think that's great.
Thank you. It's been going really well. Certainly, we didn't anticipate this type of growth. We didn't anticipate to be able to make the changes legally, through drafting different bills and whatnot that we have in our first year. But we're very excited about it.
No, it's very cool. And I know originally when I was talking to you, I know Eric Quintanilla was always helping you out and all that. And you've got additional people now. Yeah,
we have a staff. And I should say our board of directors is absolutely fantastic. We have 28 people on the board of directors. They're all very successful people, and everybody is pitching in. We have Dan Johnson Weinberger, who is a great lobbyist down in Springfield, making things happen and showing small and mid-market businesses that together, collectively, if we ban with one another, we can have a voice. So we're very excited about that.
Yeah, it's very important, because frankly, I'm sick and tired of Communist Edison and all these other places having a very large voice and, real people not having much of a voice.
Absolutely. Well, even you look at some of you look at healthcare, you look at taxes, you look at things like that, and, the big folks get represented. They do. It's just that simple. Mid-market small business owners are generally working too hard to really get super politically active. So what we've said is we'll do it for you. We just got a bill that we wrote that came out of the House and the Senate. It was passed through the Senate unanimously, and now it's going to the governor's office. And that would give a goal of all state agencies giving 10% of their business
I saw that.
to small businesses.
Yeah, I followed that stuff carefully. That was your bill?
That was our bill. We wrote it.
Cool.
The other thing we drafted was a bill that would say to, now, we like banks. There's 11 banks, again, in the SBAC. Yeah. Some of my best friends work at banks. However, we want them to disclose online in one place, in one website, how much lending they're doing to small and mid-market companies. So when you see a commercial and you see, a baker running around with bread, and in the background they're talking about the money that's lent to small business, let's see which banks are really walking the walk or which banks are talking the talk.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's another bill that we put forward.
Yeah, and frankly, when it comes to banks, I wouldn't be too worried about, a private person. You have to worry about like what they have to expose themselves to. But a bank, why shouldn't they? I remember things like redlining used to be subjects in the old days with banks. But yeah why not? Those small business is the foundation of America, always has been.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the SBAC, which is a nonpartisan group, it sort of transcends politics, and we're saying transparency. And I can talk to somebody who's very conservative, and they like what we're doing on the advocacy level, and I can talk to somebody who is extremely liberal, and it's the same thing. So we really focus on the issues that matter to small and mid-market businesses. I should mention we are also putting together a health insurance pool, which is sort of being the driving force is Arthur J. Gallagher that are helping us do that, and we've got census forms out right now. And as soon as we hit 1,000 members, we're going to try to write our own health insurance, or through the power of critical mass, get better health insurance rates for our members. So again, we can't necessarily wait for the government to figure out this whole health insurance thing, because they may be fighting about it 3 or 4 years from now. Will be.
And, 30 or 40 years from now.
Right. And I don't care, they can call it Obamacare, they can call it health care. Bottom line is my rates go up every year. My friends who run successful businesses, their rates go up every year, and Avi, yours may as well. So
no kidding.
So there is something we can do about it, and that's take matters into our own hands.
In the early 90s, I was actually paying something like $450 for a whole year.
Yeah.
And that was, I pay the first $500. 80% of the next $5,000 is covered, and then I had 100% coverage up to $1 million a year.
Absolutely, and I don't mean to story-top, but when I had 30 people working for me, when I at my old law firm before I decided to run for Congress, there was a time when we paid full coverage, no deductible, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they thought that you can do that now. It's absolutely it's ridiculous to even think that you can offer good coverage.
Don't worry about the story top. My story's 20 years old. This story's a little newer.
Well, it is, but there is something that we can do about it.
Yeah. No, there is, and the health insurance thing. It's I really want to wish you good luck along those lines.
Well, thank you.
If people want to contact the Small Business Advocacy Council,
sure, you can go to www.sbacil.org, and that's the best way to get a hold of us. We have a newsletter. We have frequent communications that go out, and join us.
Yeah, I get emails all the time.
Yeah, join us for a breakfast. Join us for a happy hour. See whether or not this group is good for you. We're always happy to talk with you.
And the fact of the matter is, given that every month you've got new members, even if you don't meet the person you need this month, which you probably will, maybe you'll meet them next month.
You can go to a breakfast every single day, and I guarantee you will not meet all the great people in the SBAC. It's not growing by 40 members a month because of me or because of our staff or because of some magic trick. It's growing because of the members in the group. So
that's www.sbac.org?
No, that's okay, www.sbacil.org.
IL, as in state of Illinois.
You got it.
Okay. Very cool. Elliot Richardson, I want to thank you very much. I want to congratulate you on all the success you're having with the SBAC. I think it's a great thing.
Thanks.
It helps a lot of businesses, and hopefully we'll get you back in the near future, and you can give us a progress report on what's going on.
I would love to do it, and I appreciate you having us in here.
It's always my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks.